morning, students. This week is Red Ribbon Week. Its foundation is in the kidnapping and murder of Enrique Kiki Cabrera, a DEA agent who was stationed in Mexico City in 1985. In 1988, the first Red Ribbon Week was held in the last week of October to bring awareness to the dangerous effects of drugs. It's too bad that concept of the dangers of drugs, whether it's as a society or as a community, is not as loud or as important as it was when Red Ribbon Week first started. And the drugs of today are stronger, easier to obtain, and are killing more kids, teens, and adults than ever before. My name is Joe Allen. I'm a parent of 3 kids, 2 of which attended CV High. I'm a retired Glendale police officer, and I teach across the nation to emergency room personnel and law enforcement how to recognize people who are under the influence of drugs. There were over 70,000 overdose deaths in 2019. More than half of those, over 36,000 overdoses, were due to opiates, primarily fentanyl. We don't even have numbers yet for last year, which by all measure, unemployment, access to social programs, and education may have been the worst year in over a century. We know those numbers are much higher than 70,000, right? Not every traffic accident gets reported to the insurance company. Not every theft gets reported to the police department. And you'd better believe that not every death is properly classified or reported to the agencies giving us statistical information. Drug use and addiction cause many problems in life. The worst is to yourself, it's death. The worst to others is what it does to your family and friends. Anyone who takes opioids is at risk of developing addiction. Your personal history and the length of time you use opioids play a role, but it's impossible to predict who's vulnerable to eventual dependency and on the abuse of these drugs. Legal or illegal, stolen or shared, these opiates are responsible for the majority of the overdose deaths in the U.S. today. Opioids and nicotine, those are the 2 most physically addictive substances on earth. Addiction is a condition in which something that started as pleasurable now feels like something you can't live without. Opiates trigger a natural chemical in your brain, endorphins, that artificially make you feel good. They relieve pain. They don't take pain away. They boost the feeling of pleasure, but only while you're under the influence of it. And they falsely give you a powerful sense of well-being. None of these feelings are long-lasting, nor permanent, or real. And often people want these feelings back quickly, without addressing why they thought a temporary answer was a long-term solution. When a person artificially triggers endorphins repeatedly, the body slows down its natural production. A person needs to use more of the drug to get the same effect, an effect that's called tolerance, and they need much more than the first time they used to experience the feeling that they had the first time. Fentanyl is rarely taken by itself. Drug cartels have been mixing fentanyl into their drugs to give it an underlying boost that will make their customers need to come back. I was a narcotic officer and worked undercover in plain clothes operations for years. Drug dealers don't want to kill their customers. It's bad for business. They want the user to come back as many times as possible to make as much money as possible. Yet every day, somebody dies from a drug. And often, it's a type of a drug they've taken many times before. One reason is if the people who make or process the drugs aren't scientists, nor are they very good at what they do. Coroner's reports taken during autopsies most often report fentanyl as being used with other drugs, heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine. To give you a perspective, morphine's the base level of opiates, whether natural or extracted from the opium poppy or synthetically made. Morphine is tremendously effective in relieving pain and used in every hospital around the globe. Heroin is twice as powerful as morphine. And fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin. A fentanyl analog, carfentanil, is 10,000 times stronger than morphine. In the last several years, we've seen numerous celebrities die of drug overdoses, many due to fentanyl. Prince, Tom Petty, Shock G of the Digital Underground, Mac Miller, the rapper, Lil Peep, another rapper, was just 21 years old. Last year, Logan Williams, the actor on The Flash who played the young Barry Allen, he died of fentanyl overdose. He was just 16 years old. His mother let it be known publicly that Logan had been battling an opiate addiction for 3 years. He had started when he was 13 years old. The actor Daniel Mickelson was 23 years old. He died on July 4th. On September 4th, in Venice, California, 4 people took cocaine laced with fentanyl. 3 of them died, celebrity comic Fuquan Johnson and 2 of his friends. The 4th was rushed to a hospital and survived. That was Kate Quigley. She's a well-known actress and the former wife of country singer Darius Ruckers. 2 days later, on September 6th, the actor Michael Williams also died of a fentanyl overdose. But there were others, less known, but no less important to their family and their friends. All across the country, they died of a fentanyl overdose as well. Elena Martinez was 12 years old in Texas. She died on May 31st. Chevy Corvier, he was 17, from here in California, Chino Hills. He died on April 5th. And less than 2 weeks ago, on Saturday, October 17th in Missouri, a teenage girl, Faith Richardson, was 17. Even the rich, who have access to what they think is the best of the drugs available, are dying from what they are taking. What makes you think that what you're purchasing or deciding to use, for whatever reason, won't kill you as well? Make smart decisions.